So when I was 2 or 3 years old, I used to stay at a babysitter's house when my mom would go to work. And she had two daughters who were much older than me. They're in intermediate and high school. And they used to play with me when they come home from school. But they also used to do some really mean things, like teach me naughty words that a 2-year-old shouldn't be saying. And then their mom was this Chinese lady who didn't speak English. So she didn't know that they were doing that. They taught me the F word. And so whenever I would say it, like they would tell me how to say it and I repeat it, and then they just crack up laughing. So I'm thinking it's like the best word ever. I'm getting them to be so happy, and they're just laughing so much and encouraging me and telling me, yeah, say it again. And I'm like, F word. And like, yeah. So I thought I just found the best word ever created, and I must have been so good at saying it because the reactions I was getting from them were unlike any reactions I'd ever received before. So when I went home, I told my mom, I was so excited. It's like, Mom, F. She went on to tell me later on that she was so taken aback by it and so shocked. So she tried not to give any reaction, but she kind of did one of those, that's nice. Okay, let's move on. And she would just try to change the subject. And I was a little confused because she didn't reel back her head and start laughing hysterically like my babysitter's daughter. So I was like, maybe I said it wrong. So I went, Mom, F. And instead of laughing, she totally ignored me and just went, mm-hmm. She went on to tell me later that she was trying to ignore me to hope that I was like disappointed by a lack of reaction and just wouldn't want to say the word without having to tell me that it's a bad word, because she was worried, as you know, I was a pretty rascal kid, that she was worried that if she told me it was a bad word, I'd be like, oh, really? F. So that's why she didn't tell me it was a bad word. But I wasn't dissuaded so easily, because I swear that maybe if I said it the right way, she would laugh. So I would spend the day like following her around, like, Mom, F, Mom, F. And I try to change how I say it, and none of those ways would get a reaction. It wasn't until later that evening we were having dinner at the dinner table, and we lived with my grandparents. And so my grandma was there and my mom was there. And I thought, okay, Mom, she just doesn't get it. She doesn't have a sense of humor. Grandma will appreciate this. So 2-year-old me goes up on the chair at the dinner table, and I said, Popo, which is grandmother in Chinese. Popo, F. And instead of her going, ha, 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 she was in mid-cut of her meat, and she picked up the knife and held it up to my face, and she said, if you ever say that word again, I'm going to cut your tongue out. And I went, and I slowly sunk back into my chair. And my mom said that I didn't cry, but my eyes were just huge as saucers, and I just slowly ate my food. That was at about 2 years old. It wasn't till 15 years later that I uttered that word ever again. And to this day, even when I say that word, I kind of look around for sharp metal objects because I'm afraid that my grandmother's gonna come from the dead and come behind me like, you said the word. I don't know if any parents out there are dealing with similar situations, but if you are and your child is using this word in a way that you don't feel comfortable with, you might want to consider this really barbaric and cruel, threatening thing. And having grandma do it is way worse than having mom say it. Trust me, having my grandmother like hold the knife up to me with those glaring eyes and saying that to my face made me never ever want to utter those words again. If you have had similar experiences either as a parent or as a child, share those with me in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your stories and hear what happened with you. Thanks for joining me on this episode of Little Nolan's Adventures. If you liked the video, I really appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, that would help me out, because if you subscribe and I get enough, then I can be like considered valid to YouTube, and they'll like let me have my own YouTube URL. So that's not YouTube /WXY40572. It'll say like YouTube/hanging out with Nolan Hong, which would be the greatest thing ever. So I really appreciate if you do that. And if you want to be notified of when I upload a new video, just hit this little bell here and it'll tell you every time I upload new content. Have a great day, and I hope you stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.